Peace. Yo. What can I build about today? Yeah, I go through a degree. That's what I do. Okay. Wisdom God degree in the 140s. What is the name of the place where the devil was manufactured? Pelon, the same as Patmos, an island situated on the Aegean Sea. Revelations 1:9, it says, I, John, who also am your brother and companion in tribulation, and in the kingdom of patience of Jesus Christ, was in the isle which is called Patmos, for the word of God and for the testimony of Jesus Christ. So that's the wisdom God degree. So it's like, whenever you're dealing with the wisdom or the ability to decide what is of God, you find yourself questioning the reality of where a devil is manufactured, because, devil represents the very antithesis to what God essentially stands for, you know what I mean? So whenever you're seeking God, you're essentially going to confront devil, you know what I mean? And that doesn't matter what kind of sphere, religious, cultural, whatever you want to call it. These, God and devil, just represent two opposing forces. You know what I mean? So, that degree says that the devil is manufactured. Manufactured just means made or put together. You know what I mean? It says the devil is manufactured on an island, which is called Pelon, the same as Patmos, and it's situated. Situated means settled, you know what I'm saying, on the Aegean Sea. And the island is basically surrounded completely by water. So, on one level, you could look at that island as being a physical manufacturing plant of devil, meaning these particular beings that were manufactured or manifested on this island from original people. You can look at it like that. Practically, you look at an island. An island is land, and land is that which is physical. A physical entity that's surrounded completely by water. Look at the brain. You know what I mean? The brain is also a physical object, and that's a place where thoughts are manufactured, and that's surrounded completely by water as well. You see what I'm saying? So, when you look at the island of Pelon or Patmos, and that being the place where the devil is manufactured, that is just a psychodramatic illustration of how devil was actually manufactured in one's brain. Because an island and a brain is philosophically the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, even though you may be sitting there pointing your finger like, oh, that's a devil, that's a devil, that's a devil, the greatest and the worst devil, the greatest devil. That's funny. Well, the worst devil that you could ever come across is that motherfucker in the mirror. That's the worst devil. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody can do to you what you haven't already done to yourself, you know what I'm saying, or what you're not capable of doing to yourself, and there's some rough shit that people could do to you. There's some devilish things that people could put you through, but, ultimately, nobody could put you through what you could put yourself through, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that great, so it's like when you're dealing with trying to acquire the wisdom of God, you have to confront your own devil, you know what I mean? And, that takes a lot of self-responsibility, and a lot of self-honesty, you know what I mean, of being able to look inward and say, because even if somebody did some grimy shit to you, you can always, not saying that you dismiss them for what they actually did, but you ultimately come to the point where you say, well, how could I intellectually defend myself from any kind of assault on my consciousness again from a motherfucker like that? You know what I'm saying? Or how could I make better decisions or use wisdom in a godly way where I could avoid situations like this the next time? You know what I mean? So you take responsibility for what you can do in the situation. You acknowledge me? You don't negate them, but that's a responsibility they have to deal with. You can't do nothing about that. That's something that they got to sleep with at night. But you shouldn't have to sleep with what they have done to you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's their ghosts. And nobody should be walking around being haunted by somebody else's ghosts. You know what I'm saying? And we all got our own individual closet space, too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not no room to be taking other people's skeletons and stuffing them in our own closet. So, you know, in other words, you know, you let people deal with the shit that they dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And you deal with what you need to be dealing with. And like I said, you know, even though it says the devil was manufactured on this island or is land, the first devil was manufactured in your own brain. You know what I'm saying? And that is a thought that is antithesis to what is godly or what is in a godly direction. You know what I mean? So, you know, so I'm not encouraging y'all to go, you know, get you some round trip airfare to go to the island of Patmos or Pelon and start digging up. You know what I'm saying? Doing a archaeological excavation to try to find some big-ass skull somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Or bones to try to verify the civilization of Yakub. Because that's not what the reality of it is. How does this folklore, this legend, or this mythology, whatever you want to say, or this reality, how does this function? That's how the degrees need to be applied to life. How is this a functioning reality in my life? Because mathematics is result-based and solution-orientated. So if it doesn't work, then it's not right. You know what I mean? So, you know, don't go out there looking and digging up bones and, you know, going through all of this stuff to try to verify the shit. It's like, you know, you got to look at this devil, you know, or this antithesis to God in your own life. You know what I'm saying? And how you are good in multiplying them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the worst devil that you will ever see will be in the mirror. Will be in the mirror. And that's just, you know, and like I said, by being able to confront that, you know, you acquire the wisdom of God. You know what I'm saying? And that brings forth into existence, you know, our self, Lord and Master. You know what I'm saying? Or you being able to gain, you know, control over your life, over your circumstances, and eventually over your environment. You know what I'm saying? So, peace. You know what I'm saying? And y'all have a beautiful day.